What's going on, Graveyard Shift family? We are in Jacksonville, Texas. And we are here at the 1899 Bolton Street House. And this house is actually owned, y'all, I ain't gonna lie, it looked like it was somebody in that window. But this house is owned by one of our shifters, and it's said to be extremely, extremely haunted. I don't know why my eyes are keep being drawn to this window. But apparently this house has seen a lot of tragedy, and just a lot of bad experiences. But we're gonna meet the owner, hear the story, and do a walkthrough. I don't know. It's like you can just feel the energy out here. All right. As soon as you step into this house, literally, it's like you're stepped back into time. Here, we have the owners of this beautiful, beautiful house. Fellow shifters, you see the shirt. Ladies, what are your names?
Lisa Austin.
Miss Lisa.
And I'm Becky Vickers.
Miss Becky. And you guys have a podcast, right?
We do.
What's your podcast?
Our Side Paranormal.
Our Side Paranormal. All right, I'm gonna put a link to it in the video so our community can, support.
Yes.
So how long have you guys been a part of the Graveyard Shift family?
Since day one.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Since day one.
Okay.
We love your stuff.
Yeah, we do.
I appreciate y'all.
We don't miss it. I don't. I don't.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. I got set. I got my alarm set. I know when they go.
Right. So Becky, how long have you been owning this house?
I've only had it about 6 months now.
Really?
But it's just was so much. I'm like, oh.
What would literally possess you to purchase a seemingly haunted house?
An unknown force. I mean, just driving by the house, just immediately, I'm falling in love with it and have to have it. Day one, I walked in, I just knew this was going to be it.
So you were looking for a haunted house to buy?
I have been for 10 years.
Why?
Well, I'm a paranormal investigator, so I'd like to own a haunted home, but I didn't know this one was haunted. Never asked the question, we never discussed it, but it didn't take me long to figure out that it was.
You just felt like it was?
Yes.
You felt like you were drawn to the house?
100%. I mean, I made him an offer on the house. I didn't have money. I didn't know how I'm going to pay for this house, but I made him an offer before I left because I'm like, no, this has to be mine.
Really?
Yeah.
So let me ask you this. Do you feel like the house chose you?
I've been told that by a psychic, that I didn't really choose this house, that they chose me.
Okay. So how do you feel about that, if that is the case?
I love it. I love the idea. I've heard my name actually spoken really, really loud, like not with a device, but my friends call me Beck. Everybody in the house comes in and they're Beck, come here or whatever. And very clearly it says Beck. And so it was a little bit sad because I wasn't here and I'm like, oh my gosh, someone in the house is calling my name, like I need to be there.
So it's not abnormal to hear things moving around?
No, not at all.
Really?
No.
So 6 months, what's like the wildest thing that's happened to you personally in the 6 months since you guys have been in and out of this space?
The shadow people are phenomenal. Like you can see upstairs in the servants' quarters, there's a tall man with really broad shoulders, and he watches. And the candles, you can see we have all the candles. You can turn every candle in a room off and come back downstairs. If you go upstairs, they'll all be on. They're not timers. They're not motion activated.
You have
There's
to literally
zero.
flip the switch.
But you can come back into the room and they'll all be lit.
So a good test would be to go in that room and cut off all those candles.
Yes, absolutely.
And go upstairs and come back.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the voices,
Yeah.
that's the one thing, Dalen. This house talks a lot.
What do you mean, like the voices?
Oh, you hear them in real time.
It's disembodied voices. Like you hear them.
Yeah.
One of the first things that happened to us when we were here, getting ready to get in the house cleaned up, is in going through that room in there by the bathroom. I walked past, I had something in my hand, she had something in her hand, she went in the bathroom, and I went towards the kitchen sink. And I heard a woman say, "I'll get that." And I
Plain as day.
And I thought it was her. And I was like, "What's she going to get? She's already got something." And then she steps out and goes, "What did you say?" And I said, "I didn't say anything. I heard you say you'll get that." And she goes, "That wasn't me." And we heard it like she was standing in the room with us. Like it was a clear as day woman. "I'll get that."
And
Really?
we went and pulled the camera and it picked it up.
The camera heard it.
Oh, 100%. And you can hear, she's almost has an accent.
Almost, yeah, almost like very proper,
Yeah.
you know,
I'll
"I'll
get
get that."
But we both heard it and the camera caught it.
Yeah.
Almost every single thing, because things started, I was down here a lot by myself. So I wanted people to know, like, Lisa, look, the damn light's going bananas, you know. So we put cameras in.
Okay. So I would love for you to give me a tour and just kind of tell me a little bit about the house and anything particular that's happened in any of the rooms. And
Okay.
yeah.
We're standing in the parlor.
Okay. This is the parlor.
Let's pay attention to this young lady here. This is Lizzie. Lizzie was donated to me the very first weekend I got the house. Had no furniture, had not one single thing in the house. And a good friend of mine had issues with her. Here's the things that she wrote about Lizzie.
Energy type, intelligent and positive. She's 14. Additional note, Lizzie's best activity trait is her disembodied voice. You can hear whistling both as if she's trying to get your attention and also she's just passing the time. So you put haunted items in this whole place.
Because, yes, I have 40 plus years experience, and so I've collected things at different locations, and people have given me things that they're scared of, and what a better place to put them than a 125-year-old house.
So you know people are gonna like talk about you in the comments, like of course your place is haunted. Like you have filled it to the brim with other energies.
Yeah.
So are there negative like items in this house?
Yes, there is. Yeah.
So it's like you almost wanted to create a paranormal hotspot.
I'm okay with it. As long I don't do any demonic. I'm not interested in anything like that. But cranky things, you know, anything living, not demonic, non-human, no thank you. But I've just being into the paranormal world so young, I've collected things over the years, and I think the energy of this house loves it.
Okay. Is there anything else in this room that's haunted or spirited or attached?
No, Lizzie, we hear often whistle. She's very needy. She needs attention. So if we're all in here, and when we go to the room, you may hear a whistle. And that means, hey, come back in here and pay attention to me.
And it sounds like a regular person whistle.
Oh, yeah, it's...
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So she's okay.
Can she do it on command? Like if you're out, if you're in another room, can you be like, Lizzie?
I haven't ever tried that, Dalen.
Okay.
But Lizzie, we're going to go through the house. If you'd like to whistle, please do. Show us how you can do that. The rocker does rock. I mean, people have caught that.
Okay.
So we'll head this way. Do you want to keep the lights off in here, or?
Yeah, I think the lights are pretty
Okay.
good right this second.
So this room is really haunted, and in this room, there's voices, lots of voices. And let's take a look particularly at this mirror. I'm going to let Lisa tell you about the mirror.
Okay.
So this mirror I gifted to her because it was gifted to me a long time ago, and I had small children in my house at the time. And it was bought at an estate sale and then gifted to me because she decided she didn't like it. So I hung it at the bottom of my stairs, and we started in the middle of the night hearing little footsteps running across the floor. So we thought that it was the daughter running, going to one of the other kids' rooms and trying to sleep. So we set up and tried to catch her. We heard the footsteps. We got nothing. We caught she was sound asleep. She was sound asleep, and so we didn't put two and two together until we moved into a different location, and it took me a while to hang it back up. I hung it up over my mantle, and after hanging it up over my mantle, I started hearing the footsteps running through the house again, and literally saw the leaves of a plant just like move as the wind blew. And I realized at that time it was the mirror, so I took it down and I bound it up with a blanket, wrapped it in tape, and I kept it in the closet for probably 15 years. And when she bought this house, I said, it's got a home now. I didn't want to get rid of it because I didn't want anybody else to put it in their house and have a spirit. So we hung it up in here. And as soon as we put it in here, we caught little kids running through we caught footsteps of children running through the house.
How do you know that it was children footsteps?
Because you can just tell.
They're not
they're
wide.
yeah,
They're pitter patter.
Yeah,
It's not like an adult with boom, boom, boom kind of thing.
Yeah, it's not like super heavy like an adult would be. It's very like dainty, small.
So what do you think it is about this mirror? Do you think it's like a portal?
I mean, they say that mirrors can trap your soul, and that's why they used to cover mirrors when people like when you pass away. So that's why in the old days when people would pass away, they'd cover all the mirrors with sheets or blankets in the rooms where the person passed because they didn't want their souls to become trapped.
How old do we think this mirror is?
I don't know. I don't really think it's even that terribly old. I think it just got an attachment somewhere with something got trapped in it. So
That's one thing too. This house has a ton of children's spirits in it. Like you can hear them giggle, you can hear them laughing.
Now, do you think the children's spirits come from some of the items that you brought into the home?
I do.
Are there haunted items in this room?
Yes.
Is there a light that we can cut on?
Yes, yes.
So out of all the dolls in here, which ones are spirited?
This doll I bought at an antique store here in Jacksonville, and its eyes will move and open and close.
Is it by what usually causes that to happen?
I would just say it was an attachment.
No, does it do it on command, or you just notice that?
Yeah. You can see we have a camera here, and plus I have a lot of cameras for security. I'm here a lot by myself, so this camera detects motion. So when it detects motion or sound, it moves, and her eyes will blink, and so this will pick up there's movement. Because I was scared, Dalen, really quite honestly, by myself. But I kind of felt like I had to do that on my own because I don't want to deal with demons. And if this house was full of demons, I'm out.
well, yeah, you said you wouldn't let people stay here.
No, no way. These two dolls are very active.
The ones with no face?
Right. Do you know about the no face?
No, please.
Okay. So they're Amish. Because the Amish believe that any facial expressions, any makeup or anything like that is very vain and they don't believe in anything to do with vanity. So the three of them.
Baby doll, can you make your eyes close? Can you blink your eye for me? Can you close an eye for me?
Maybe she will later. I'm not even positive that it's a girl.
Okay.
I don't know if it's a boy or a girl doll.
Well, little baby, can you make one of your eyes close? Okay. And you said these two?
Mm-hmm. These two, like, we can set the cat balls in their lap. All right, girls. All of this room came about by pure accident. Some of these things I've collected over the years. Some are just dolls. They're not, everything in here is not haunted. It's just stuff that I've collected. But I just stored everything here because I had no furniture. We had no place yet. And Dalen, the noises and the sounds and all of that from this room, I'm like, no way. This is all, they like each other. This is a good thing. So this was going to be a tea room, but now it's just
a haunted doll room. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So where's the next room in the house? Or the next item in this room? That is there anything else?
I'm trying to think. I don't think there's anything else. This is quite interesting. So this is original glasses and its holder from like 1850. Do you know what this is?
Is it a ring box?
No.
What is it?
Okay, so in the war, a lot of the injuries were eye wounds. So a soldier would come home and put his glass eye here. He would wear the glasses, and this is where he would store his glass eye.
Really?
So, a bit creepy. Yeah.
You have your little high chair too, the little.
Yes. This chair came from Germany. It's a period piece from like 1800. Okay, that's going on.
Yeah, it is.
It's not me. I wasn't touching it. I was over here. So, is the soldier maybe that was wearing the glasses? Or did you hear me tell your story?
Can you touch the cat ball one more time? You said this baby doll here?
Yes, it's more the high chair. Okay, I just heard something. Did you hear it? It was a voice, like a small voice.
We did have,
I can check.
right here was some of the first activity that we experienced too.
Yeah.
We were cleaning, and the only thing that was in here at that time was the Amish doll in the white dress and the rocking chair. And she starts telling me, look, and the cat ball was going off. But I was vacuuming.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we thought, oh, maybe it's the vibration from the vacuum cleaner. So we turned it off. And we have video of that. And we communicated with her with the cat ball
Back
for-
and forth spot on.
for quite some time, actually. And we decided that we think because she's Amish, the Amish didn't have electricity, they didn't have any of that. She was disturbed.
All the stuff that
by
you were
the-
doing.
Yeah, we were using a vacuum cleaner and stuff. So
Okay. So where's the next?
We're going to go through the kitchen and to the right. Okay, I need to tell you about this door.
Okay.
So, this would have been servant's entrance.
Where? Over here?
Yeah, this would have been blocked off because the servants would have never been allowed into the main part of the house. So they would come on the porch, come through this door, and go through that door. But
this was a door that used to be here.
Yeah, so this used to have a door for the servants to come through. And when we go through, I'll show you that real quick.
Gotcha.
So this would have been a prep area. So here's the door we just talked about. So see, this way they could come in this way, straight to the kitchen, never be seen by their guests. All of this is original. This is 125 years old.
So they would have had like what, slaves, or is that what we're talking?
Or servants, like.
This is after slavery, or?
Well, 1899. So it would have been. There wouldn't have been slaves.
Right. It would have been. Right.
There probably were slaves that were freed, and then so now they're working in the house, sort of thing. Not saying that they were treated good or bad.
Right.
Not sure. But this would have held, like like potatoes, onions, this sort of thing. And again, this would have been prep where you would wash, but they could come through here, go to the kitchen, never be seen.
Right.
By the guest. Okay. Kitchen. What can I say about this kitchen? We have, again on video, eggs cracking, bacon's frying, the pots and pans moving, and I don't mean faint. I mean like this. It happens a lot. If you're up between 4 and 5 in the morning, you're going to hear who I think are the servants preparing breakfast for the morning. But you can hear the eggs crack and the bacon sizzle and all of the above.
You have all of that on camera.
I do. Shadow figures in here. The voices. This is where we can hear. There's a lady that stays in here. And there is a cranky man. I can't use the profanity that he used. But I can tell you he's not happy with the decor of this kitchen. I've put some colors, and it was very. You
added a lot of teal.
I did add a lot of teal to it.
Teal must be your favorite color.
With the teal, it was already here.
Yes, I did not do this.
Yeah.
This was here, but the kitchen was just full of tables and stuff from the prior owner, so I cleaned all that out. But I did add, a lot of teal stuff to pull in that.
So whatever male spirit is here, you feel like
I think it's Mr. Bolton. And I think he is not happy about the kitchen.
What makes you believe that it's Mr. Bolton?
Because Canada Bolton brought his children here that the street is named after. And he was really a prominent person in Jacksonville. And I've been told by historians that a lot of people would build Victorian homes. But if they had a servant's quarters, which this does, that would have been somebody very upstanding with money.
Gotcha.
And I believe that's Mr. Bolton. But he's loud, and I do believe he is the man that I see upstairs.
This is a large kitchen.
It's huge. This would have been a fireplace. So this would have been a fireplace with a big kettle. And the hole that you see behind you would have been like a wood-burning stove here. This.
Got you.
Yeah. So the fireplace was taken out, and it's just like a little cubby hole.
Now, did you put any haunted items in this room?
No.
Okay.
No, this is just full of spirits on its own.
Got you. Okay, where are we going next?
Going in here. I just call this the cigar room.
Okay.
To me, this would have been a room that the men would have retreated to after dinner, that the ladies would not have been allowed. They would have gone to the parlor. I think would have been kicked back, having a drink, whiskey and a cigar. In this room, not a lot happens, quite honestly, that I know of, other than the voices. The desk in this room was donated to me by the author of the books. This was somebody in Lake Dallas, my hometown. She was a writer, and her name was Lynn. She passed away in June of this year. And it still has some stationery and stuff in here that were hers. Lynn Simmons.
Do you feel like you've ever ran into her here?
Yeah. I love writing. I write constantly. I'm old school. I take notes, all of the above. And I think Lynn likes that. She was very big into education, helping children, helping adults read, write, all of that. And so I feel very connected here.
Oh, no. Yeah. Okay, perfect. Next room.
So the items in here, particularly this one, has been getting a lot of attention lately.
The chair or the couch?
The couch. So the couch is from 1910, and it was built for a bride. And it was given to her on her wedding day by her betrothed. He had it special made for her, and her name was Margaret. And Margaret is someone that has, in the last month, became very active here.
Okay.
Very active.
Why do you feel like it's Margaret?
Because the spirit boxes and stuff that the teams are using, that's the name that's coming through. And they can do cool flashlight sessions and all of that. And so I think it's Margaret. I think when you talk about wedding day jitters, how did you feel on your wedding day? What did your dress look like? I think that invokes a lot of happy thoughts. And so she's really interested to talk about that.
Okay.
Okay, we'll go upstairs.
So I definitely have to try to encourage Margaret
Yes.
to speak about her wedding.
Yeah. Okay.
You said don't hurt Dalen.
Don't hurt.
Who you telling don't hurt Dalen to? Who you got to warn that I'm coming upstairs?
So you asked me about negative spirits. This doll, Robert the doll, has quite the story with Gene Otto. He was a grown man, but he would always say when bad things happened, it was Robert. Robert used to live in Key West, Florida. He sat up here. That's where Eugene would put him. And it got to be too much for the wife, so she put Robert here. Things really started going bad then. Like, this is the original, the real Robert the doll. It is in the museum in Key West, Florida. So I bought Robert at the museum, and I didn't believe the curse of Robert. I tested it. Bad idea.
How did you test it out?
I took his picture without asking.
So you do realize I've been videotaping him without asking. Does that count? Or does that work? How does that?
Yeah. We let him know that you were going to do that to protect you.
So this is a replica of Robert the doll.
Yeah.
So how does it garner the same type of energy and power as the real one?
It would just be like us. I mean, he wants to be respected in all aspects of his life. So I do believe the real Robert the doll at the museum could project energies to this doll. When I bought the doll, within 1 week, I tore my Achilles 3 inches. My boyfriend lost his job after 30 years. Sons were in 2 separate sons in 2 different wrecks. The lights would flicker in the house. We had flats the same day. It was too much. It was not coincidence.
All within 7 days of bringing this doll into the house.
Yeah. And I like to be rational about things, but no, this was way, way over the top. So this guy can be bad news if you don't respect him.
So at what point did all that stuff stop? When you put him in a cage?
So I did write the museum a letter because that is part of the people that are cursed. Or there's walls and walls of people. Please, Robert, forgive me for taking the picture. You know, my house burnt. I mean, really bad stuff. I caught cancer. Just saying, Sam and Kobe, they're YouTubers. Sam and Kobe went to see Robert. They did not ask permission within a month. Not saying, I mean, I'm just saying.
You said not saying, but
Not
you saying?
but just saying. You know, Kobe came down with cancer.
Oh, did he?
He did.
He still got it?
No, he's good now.
Okay.
But it was rough. It was really rough.
Hey, you know that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So anyway, don't test this guy. Okay, don't. Please don't fall. Lisa, you want to talk about some of this stuff in here? You go ahead. Okay. Okay. So this is our lavender room. And Dalen, you said you could feel the energy.
Yeah.
So this is a Bordello doll.
Is she haunted?
She is. If you sleep in this room, you're going to hear whispers, but they're not going to be in a distance. They're going to be right on your ears, like laying in bed. It's going to freak you out. Again, this stuff is original. Oh, what you hear in this room is, if the door's shut, I have to say that it is a servant. I think it is the maid, what would you call them? What am I trying to think of the word? When they're the head maid or whatever, they would come dress the lady of the house. But she comes from...
This is chambermaid.
Chambermaid, thank you. So, you want to turn that off?
No, it looks like a... I wonder if it's this that's causing... Like, come look at this. Come around here. I wonder, is that the light bulb causing that?
Well, it's moving with your camera, so it's got to be a reflection
Of something. But it's just like... I've never seen the lights follow you like that. Oh, no. It's interesting.
So, the first weekend we were here trying to clean, Lisa and I had air mattresses up here. She's sleeping by the door. We have the door shut. And early morning, she hears the footsteps. This is our first weekend together.
And there wasn't any haunted items in the house at
No,
all.
it was empty.
It was empty, completely empty, except our air mattresses.
Yeah, we had air mattresses. And so she hears the steps coming from that way to the front door and stop. And she tries to wake me up, and I'm dead out. And I've ghost hunted with Lisa a lot. And I've never seen her, like, be afraid.
I literally thought someone's in the house. Like, I just knew somebody's in the house. We didn't know if maybe somebody still had keys. You know, she had the locks changed and stuff, but we were just kind of... I was freaked out. I kept watching to see feet under the door, to see shadow, anything, and it just stopped. Like, just came to a complete stop. And I was paranoid.
So what do you think it was?
I think it was the chambermaid. I think she was coming from the servants' area to prepare the lady of the house, to help her put her garments
Really?
on. And
So that's what she thinks.
What do you think?
I think, and I've told her this, I think it was a servant. But the way it sounded, because I heard it, is, you know when you're creeping through the house and you're trying not to get caught?
Yeah.
You know, and you're like,
Yeah.
That's what it sounded like. So I feel like it was a servant, and she's curious. She was like, who are these people? So she crept down here to
take a look.
To take a look, knowing she wasn't supposed to be in this part of the house, or would not have supposed to have been in this part of the house. So that's the feeling that I got from it. And
But she made me switch the next night.
Yeah.
She's like, I'm not sleeping by the door. I heard the exact same thing. Are you still having that thing?
Yeah, it's bothering me.
You shouldn't have it this way.
That's what I'm saying. Like, why does this, everywhere I turn...
Because
Yeah, 'cause
now you're in a whole
and
different, and you're under it.
And
You were
it's
sitting back
right
over
there. I don't know what that light is that's following.
It's weird.
Yeah, you shouldn't have it this way.
Not underneath the camera, the light like that, right?
Yeah, you would think it wouldn't be.
That's interesting. I don't know. Y'all let me know what y'all think it is in the comment section. But there it is again.
This room is really active lately.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Okay, this is probably one of the most active rooms. Do you want me to turn the light on?
Yes, please.
This is our travel room. This is an actual laundress. It's very petite. It's not a child. People in the 1800s would have to dress to go outside for tea. Like, we couldn't go out in a t-shirt or PJs. So you can see how small this lady's waist would be drawn with her corset. So this is an actual gown from the mid-1800s of a laundress where someone would go out to have tea and have to be dressed. The bed is original to a family that gave it to me, and it's over 125 years old.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So it's pretty cool.
Okay.
So this jar, when you're in here, this is all letters from the early 1900s. I have a thing about handwritten stuff. Again, I like to write. So all of these letters are to loved ones about the war or their travels or whatever. One of them has a lock of hair in it.
Really?
And it's not a child's. It would be modern day sexing. Because
really?
The letter she sends with it is, "Why do you love this girl more than me? Here's a lock of my hair to think of me."
And I would have been like, that's exactly why I love her more. Because she's not cutting her hair out.
Yeah.
Sending it via the mail.
So we have these. This is all postcards from all over the world. Period pieces, again, the early 1900s. Shoe shining kit that has the original wax. You want me to shine your tennis shoes?
Right. Yeah.
What happens in this room are shadows, major shadows. We caught one from the servants' quarters that's behind that door, and there was a shadow came from this way, went behind the bed. We tried to recreate it. It can't be done. And it's not quick. It's like legitimately walks back behind the bed. There's no shadow reflection on the bed. How it happens, I don't know.
Gotcha.
It's very deliberate.
So what's behind this dark curtain?
Ooh, Dalen. You go first.
It's like a room with the side of room. What goes on in here?
So this is like a seance room.
Seance.
Do you want the lights on in here?
Please.
So, me and my weird ghost hunting mind believe that if you create a space for a ghost that they know they are welcome at all times, they will come. Build it, they will come. Build a dreams, right? Same thing in the ghost world. In here, you will notice we don't have Ouija boards. There's pendulums. But this would be a space the spirits are already aware of. This is safe, they want to talk to us, whatever. This is a brand new, and yes, it's real. It's a crystal.
So you do seances in here?
Yes. I have not done one as of yet, but this is what others have done. And then this is our new crystal ball. So
what do you do with a crystal ball?
you can look for answers. You can, you stare into the crystal ball and it will supposedly show you stuff from the past or for the future.
So you just ask questions and then you stare at it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's interesting.
A lot of people don't like this room.
Why is that?
We've just had people that said, I can't stay in that room. What the room actually originally was, I believe, is a room that they would have stored, what, hence the name we call it the travel room. Their big trunks would have stayed in here. So you put the traveling and the spirits that travel back and forth from our world to theirs. It's the perfect place.
Okay. It definitely feels heavier in here.
Yeah.
Yeah, the whole energy changes when you walk out.
Yeah.
This is the room I normally sleep in when we stay here. And the last time that I was here, sleeping in this bed alone, I could not sleep. I kept hearing, somebody coming through the curtain real hard, like.
Yeah.
Is the curtain moving?
I couldn't see it because it was so dark, but I could hear it doing like. And I told her, I was like, she wasn't here at the time, and I told her, check that camera because I know she saw me sitting up about every 5 seconds, like, what was that? What was that? And then I saw a ball of light just go across the floor and just disappear. It was just like a ball, and I thought somebody had turned the hall light on or something. So, but there was no lights on.
Okay.
Lots of shadow activity.
Yeah. So I'm thinking when I do my alone time, I'm just going to go to a few of the hotspot rooms that you pointed out and try to
Definitely
test
in
some of
here.
the theories that you spoke about. So cutting the lights off downstairs,
Yes.
leaving the camera in the room down here, seeing if I can maybe catch a whisper.
Oh, yeah.
So like little
the
stuff
voices,
like that.
you're just going to hear those everywhere.
I definitely just heard something in here.
This is where I saw the man figure. I was down cleaning the lavender room. And standing in front of the curtain there, before I had the curtain up, I could see a tall man. He was definitely tall, broad-shouldered, and he was just standing there like this, like long enough for me to see it. It was scary, no doubt.
Okay.
There was a team here too that caught the shadow figure.
Yeah.
In that room, and they were in here. Something caught their attention in that room, and they were focusing on that. And you hear the bathroom door knob jiggle, and then the door comes open. They screamed and cussed. And
This is just another.
Yeah, it's just a room. Not much goes on in here that I know of. This is the Sister Bordello doll.
So she's kin to the other one?
Yeah. So you probably again would hear whispers with her. This is an actual lawn chair. Even though it looks very small, like maybe a child's, again, people in the 1800s were very petite and very short.
Yeah.
So this would have been a lady's. They would have rolled it to the next tree
That's
or
crazy.
yard area that they wanted to sit.
It's like an extra large. That's wild. Okay.
Okay, here we go. This is the servants' quarters.
This entire room.
Yes,
This is where they would have stayed.
yes. You can see on the wall. This would have been 2 rooms. This probably was the children's room, and then this side would have been the adults. And would not have had much in here. Nothing more than probably beds and then the wash basin thing. The nuns on the shelf has quite an interesting story.
What's that story?
So, literally at a Goodwill store, and a friend of mine that's psychic texts me at the moment I see this doll. Like, who gives a nun to Goodwill? Like, who does that? And I'm thinking, who gives a nun to Goodwill? And she said, the lady up here, she calls her the Lady of Perpetual Steps, would like to see more religious items in her space.
Oh,
So that
wow.
would be this. I tried to put some religious stuff here. And I can prove, I have the text, and she said, Becky, preferably a nun holding a rosary. Y'all, I'm standing looking at
You was
a nun
writing.
holding a rosary. So I thought, okay, now that was supposed to happen.
Okay.
The bathroom door. We caught this on film. You guys can see it's hard. It doesn't open easily. You can hear this click. And the door comes open. There's a young lady sitting here. She hits the hall. She's out.
Screaming.
Like she's freaking out. This is just a regular bathroom. But you can hear the door. Like it didn't just swing open. You can hear it.
Okay. Okay.
So
Good.
this would have also been a fireplace. The fireplace from the kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
This would have came up here to keep, their...
The service quarters warm, or
yes.
That would have been their heat source.
And so I think the children, this is part of the children to run down those stairs and play in the kitchen at night.
So that's the footsteps that you hear?
Yeah,
or?
and you can tell they're flat-footed. We have shoes on. If we take our shoes off and run, it sounds different.
Totally
You
different.
can hear the little flat-footed feet. So yeah.
Okay.
This is the way they would come up and down through the house.
But nothing here has like harmed you or hurt you, has it?
No.
So
It scared me.
Yeah. So you feel welcome.
I do. It's everybody associated hauntings being bad things. I do think there is a cranky ghost here, but this house has a lot of good spirits in it.
Yeah.
They don't mind talking. They don't mind showing themselves. That sort of thing.
Got you. Well, I'm going to go by myself through the house again, stopping at a few of the rooms that you had said had the biggest claims.
Just make sure the audio, because you're going to hear those
voices. Yeah.
So, if you can't tell from how I talk, I'm a country girl.
And this is your father.
This is my dad, Art. So, he knew that I did ghost stuff. He was never a fan. He's scared, don't mess with it, blah, 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 blah. But he knew that I also always wanted my own space. Whether it was really haunted or not, I wanted a Victorian home. Like, that was it. So I lost my dad this past Christmas Eve, on Christmas Eve day. And 2 months later, this house just shows up out of the blue. I really wasn't, hardcore actively looking. So I think this is a gift from above. I think my dad is saying, here you go. Fix it up. Do what you want to do, and yeah.
So like a paranormal real estate agent. He was over there working, finding deals on the other side for you.
Yes. So, I feel his spirit here. The candle, you can ask Lisa.
Yeah.
Comes on and off. And I think it's my dad.
My husband and
go
I
on.
came down here to do some electrical work. And I come in the house, and when I come in, I'm always like, hey, I'm here, and talk to the house and to the spirits here. And I did, and none of the candles were lit. And I walked through, and the candles I walked around, made sure everything was good, and I come back in, and candles were lit in there. And then this candle lit up. And I came through and turned everything off and walked back in, and this candle was lit up again.
Yeah.
And then when we were getting ready to leave, I was walking through the house, making sure everything was shut off. And I was saying goodbye to the spirits and to the house, and this candle lit up again. I turned it off, made sure, came back, and it was on again. And it came back on a third time, and I finally just said, you're welcome. Because I felt like it was her dad, thanking me for coming and helping and doing stuff.
And it turns off on the bottom?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, let me show you. It's not a timer. It's nothing fancy. That's how it turns on and off.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Dad had a big part in this, and I don't know if he really understands it. He never did, but
he loves his baby.
I am his girl.
All right, Graveyard Shift family. Look, we are inside the 1899 Bolton house. Our beautiful tour guides and owners have left us in here. They have given me free range over the entire house. I was trying to figure out what was the best way to attack an investigation of this place. There's not much history. The owner, Miss Becky, is still figuring out the story and the history of the house, but she just knows that it's spirited from all the occurrences that's happened to her and the items that she's brought into this house. So I think the best way for us to find out what really goes on in the Bolton house is to try to validate the claims that Miss Becky has told us tonight. So I'm going to go to a few of the rooms inside of this house that we toured that she said were just hot spots. And we're going to try to test out the theories that she explained to us. So right now, being in the parlor room, first of all, this picture here is wild. That's one of those pictures like where the eyes follow you. But what Miss Becky said was that this Lizzie doll, she told me to focus on this Lizzie doll. So I'm gonna do something we haven't done in a long time. I'm gonna set up the spirit box and just allow a few minutes of conversation and see if we can get Miss Lizzie to speak to us. They say you can hear her literally speak like an audible response. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna step out the room just for a few seconds and just see if we can get some sort of audible sound. And then when I come back, I'm gonna start the spirit box to see if we can get a conversation going with Miss Lizzie. Y'all watch it for me, please. Lizzie, I'm gonna step out the room. I would love to hear your voice. Can you please say something for me? Lizzie, did you say anything? I have another way for you to communicate with me. I'm gonna put this speaker right here. Please feel free to speak to me, Lizzie. I'm gonna step out the room, but I'm gonna allow you the opportunity to speak. Here we go.
Just you want so busy with me. It's work. Busy. I did. What's up? This lady in there. Thing up. I asked to do it about it. What me? Looking. That's just. Where? In the ring. So. What? Where's my feet? That's late.
Oh. I reckon.
Some spell.
What?
Lizzie,
Oh,
does it bother you that I'm here?
the good.
I reckon. Stress.
Can you tell me your name? I thought I heard Lizzie.
No,
Lizzie, how old are you?
You want it? The candle to 6, 7 to get. Stop.
I heard 6 or 7.
You play with
What is that?
Are you a child?
What's this?
sound like ultra.
One. It's mine.
Well,
Lizzie, I have another idea. Can you do me a favor? I have a machine called a REM pod. And if you're in the area, all you have to do is touch this antenna and make it light up. And this lets me know that you're here. I'm gonna set it right next to you. And all you have to do is touch this antenna. Lizzie, if you're here, can you touch the machine that's right next to you? Come on, Lizzie. Miss Becky talked very highly of you. She said you are the person that essentially runs this area. Can you make the machine go off in your chair? All you have to do is touch the antenna. Just like that. Let me cut your cat ball on too. You have 2 ways to communicate. Can you either touch the antenna or can you make the ball in your lap light up? Come on, Lizzie. The ladies here spoke very, very highly of you. I'm just trying to prove that they know what they're talking about in regards to you. All right, Lizzie, I'm gonna leave you alone. Can you make the chair rock? Okay. Well, that's room number 1. I'm anxious to see what the spirit box said. But it doesn't seem like we could get Miss Lizzie to give us any type of responses outside of the spirit box. All right, family. So this is the room with the haunted mirror. This is what I'm gonna do in here. I'm gonna do the flashlight test in here, but I'm gonna set up the REM pod while I go get the flashlight. Y'all keep a lookout. If there's any spirits in or around the window, the mirror, look at the cat ball going off. Nobody's even in that room. Y'all, nobody is even in here. Can you make the cat ball go off again, please? Whoever's in here, can you please make the little ball light up again? I just saw you. All right, we're gonna make our way in there in a second. All right, let me set the camera back down. So you can see the light, the ball in there, and the REM pod here. So whoever's in this area, you have two ways to communicate. Please feel free to light up either in either room. Okay. Now I just heard something in that other room. Whoever's in there, I'm coming in there next. Y'all, we're gonna do the flashlight test. Y'all know how this works. Okay. So it is said that, oh, you see the cat ball? Cat ball going off. Thank you. But I would like I know how hard it is to get the flashlight on the sweet spot. There we go. So to all the spirits that are in here, you have 3 lights that you can light up. The cat ball in the doll room that you have been lighting up. There's a flashlight under the mirror, and there's a REM pod on the desk. If something is attached to this mirror, can you make the flashlight go off? Oh. Okay. You made it flash. Okay. Thank you. Can you cut the flashlight off for me? Can you show me how strong you are and cut the flashlight off? Thank you. Cat ball's going off. Okay. It might be some validation to this room, these two rooms here. The cat ball and the flashlight were going off at the same time. Can you make the flashlight come on one more time for me? And I'll move around. You already did it, and I'm proud of you. But I just want to validate it one more time. Thank you. You let it flash. That's fair. You tried. There it is. There it is. Okay. So now I want to hear from you. Give me 1 second. So I'm going to put this speaker right here. And this will allow me to hear your voice. Oh, I see you right there now. Okay. But this will allow me to hear you talking. Can you tell me your name?
Everything,
You know, good.
Can you tell me how many spirits are in this room? I heard 6. Can you cut the flashlight on one more time? Thank you. I appreciate you. So they say if you cut off all the candles in this room, you will turn them back on. Is that true? Okay. So I'm going to try out the theory of cutting off all the lights in here and seeing if you can turn on the candles back on. But before I move to the next room, can you touch the antenna on the box that's on your desktop, countertop? Can you make this little machine go off for me? You've done everything else. Can you do this? I see you keep making the flashlight go off, but can you make the REM pod go off? That would just really super validate you being here. Okay. Thank you. So, yeah, I just got chills walking in here. So this is the cat ball that kept going off. And like you could jump in here. It's not like nothing is making the ball go off. So it's not any movement or stepping that makes the ball go off. She said, this is the doll whose eyes move. So I'm going to set the camera right there. would love to see your eyes move. That's me, y'all, grabbing the REM pod. Can you make your eyes move for me, please? Just making one eye close would really, really, really make me believe that there's something in here. Can I put this in your lap? All right. You have a REM pod in your lap. Can you make the REM pod sound for me? Okay. Thank you. I wonder what was making this. Can you make the cat ball light up one more time while I'm in the room? It's almost like the spirits are playing. They said if you literally cut the lights off in here, you can come back and they may be on. So we're going to test that theory out. So okay. Okay, so I cut off all the lights in here and I'm gonna move around. And I would love for you to turn these lights back on if you can. So, what's crazy about this kitchen area is she feels like this house, or excuse me, the kitchen area. No, I just heard something in here. So she says she feels like the kitchen area is haunted by one of the owners, Mr. This is called a dead bell. And she showed me how it worked. So this is what she did. Oh. This is cut off. This just went off, cut off. So this is like a regular housekeeping bell. You cut this switch on, and essentially it can go off if someone's here. Essentially it could go off if someone's here to manipulate it. So I'm gonna cut it on. If someone is here, can they please sound the bell? It ain't on no timer, y'all. Sir, I know this is the owner. I know it's the owner. Why every time I go to talk, like, it cuts me off? She says she feels like it's the owner of the house corresponding with this bell. Can you make the bell sound one more time, please? Okay, let's see if it's on a timer. I'm gonna count how many seconds in between the next. Okay, 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi, 5 Mississippi, 6. So that was 6. Let's see. Can you stop the bell, please? One Mississippi. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi, 5 Mississippi, 6 Mississippi, 7 Mississippi, 8 Mississippi, 9 Mississippi. Okay, can you make it go off? Oh. That's wild, because I don't know how to justify that. It's not on a timer. Can you make it go off now? Okay, can you just stop it from going off? No more hitting the bell, please. Okay, it's like you were excited. Oh. Why are you getting so anxious when I get close to you? I don't know. I don't know, y'all. That dead bell is crazy. It's clearly not on a timer. It's supposed to act as like a REM pod. So, I don't know. She said there isn't much activity in this room. She said this couch definitely seems active. But what we're gonna do is make our way upstairs and see if we can get any responses in the couple of rooms upstairs that seem to be very, very active. Let's go. All right. So I believe up these stairs is where She has the replica Robert the doll. She said if people don't ask to take pictures, then bad things happen. But she said she asked for me. But I just want to make sure. Robert. Hey man, no disrespect, brother. But do you mind if I take pictures and video of you? Okay, what I'm gonna do is okay, Robert. It's hot up here, buddy. Okay, I'm gonna put this on top of your container. Okay, Robert. Okay, this is how you can talk to me. Can you make the flashlight on top of your container come on, please? Robert, I know you're just a replica, but she says she feels like the real Robert the doll sends his energy to you. If that is the case, can you turn on the flashlight right now, please? Is it true that you hurt people that don't ask your permission? Robert, can you show me how strong you are? Can you please cut the flashlight on? Okay. Can you tell me your name? Have you ever hurt anyone? Why do people have to ask for your permission? Does it bother you when people take pictures of you? You say, yep. Why does it bother you so much? I heard my name. Can you say my name again? Okay, Robert. Can you cut the light on, Robert? Thank you. Thank you, Robert. I appreciate you, brother. He's there. Yep. Correct. Okay, so is the real Robert here? So he's watching? Robert, do you mind me being here? Robert, you seem like a good guy to me, man. Do you feel like you just get a bad reputation? All right, Robert, I'm finna move to this next room. I just wanted to see if you were active and you made the light go off like I asked. Thank you. Can you make the flashlight go off one more time before I leave? Maybe.
No.
Somebody said touch it and you said no. Robert, you came through, Brody. One more time, man, on the way out. Well, thank you, Robert. Okay, that was interesting. I don't believe me moving that speaker caused the light to go off. See? I'm hitting the table. I'm hitting the glass. Oh, that made it move. But the wall, the table, the glass is not gonna make it go off. Robert, can you cut the light on for me one time? Just so my viewers know it's not me manipulating the flashlight. One more time, Robert. Big Rob. Don't make me look bad, brother, in front of my people, man. Because they going to say I'm the one that made the light go off. Robert, I'm looking you in your eyes, brother. Can you please make the flashlight go off one more time? All right. Thank you. I don't know, y'all. I don't know. But now this is the lavender room. So this is a room where she says that this other doll steals the show. They say you can hear voices in here, so I'm gonna just set the camera up with a wide view angle just for a couple seconds. And I'm gonna step out and just see if we can get some type of audio responses. Every time I walk in here, Feels like my chest is caving in here. Can I sit in here on your bed? Do you mind if I sit down? So can you tell me who's in this room? I heard us. I heard get up. Do you want me to get off of your bed? Can you tell me what I'm sitting on? Are there shadow figures in here? I said no. I said turn around. Can you tell me how many fingers I'm holding up? Do you mind my company? So I'm gonna try one more room and I'm gonna get out your space, okay? Again, the purpose is just to go room to room and try to validate the claim. Of course, you can be here all day long for hours trying to figure out what's going on. But we're just doing a quick sweep. And so far, the majority of the claims have been validated. But this is the room. This is the bedroom that leads to the seance room. And this is where I kind of wanted to end the session. Oh, it feels dark in here, y'all. Literally I feel anxious being in here. Oh, I feel anxious. Where's the light? Okay. So this is the room. Wow, so this room has a mirror, a black mirror for scribing. Remember, we did this the last time, y'all. And it has a crystal ball. Okay. I'm about to try something I've never done before. And that is how we will end this video. This is the crystal ball that Miss Becky said all you have to do is ask a question and then stare into the ball and see what you see. Remember, Miss Lisa said that the curtain opens and closes. And then you have a black mirror here for scribing. So first, let's see what we can see in the mirror. This is a room that has been set aside to be a seance room. Are there any spirits that can show themselves in this mirror? Ooh, I don't know why I feel like that was a face trying to show up. Is there anything or anyone that would like to show themselves in this mirror? Okay. I don't even know what question to ask a crystal ball. But they say what you do is you ask a question and then you stare into the crystal ball. I don't want to ask like a futuristic question, maybe something of the past. I've never done this before. But if possible, can you show me a moment from my life in the past? Can you take me back to a moment in my life? Any moment you see fit. All right, y'all, I don't really know like how to read a crystal ball. Like I don't see anything. The energy in here definitely is off. This has been the Bolton house, y'all. What do you think about the claims that have been made and the responses that we've gotten tonight? Again, we were just trying to validate the responses and the claims that we've been told, and just to see if we can get a lot of the same responses that Miss Becky has shared with us. And I definitely feel like her claims can be validated. I'm just curious the who and the why. Why this house and why so many spirits? Nothing feels bad, nothing feels evil, not even Robert. It feels like this is just a spirited home. Like, I don't feel nervous, I don't feel afraid, I don't feel scared, but I definitely feel watched. Before we leave, let's go back downstairs and let's check those lights. All right, y'all, let's check and see. No lights. And I cut off every light in here. Okay. Okay. Let me check this baby's eyes one more time. And my eyes ain't moved an inch. All right, Graveyard Shift family. This is the 1899 Bolton House. I'm your fearless shift leader. And I must say, it's pretty active. Until next time, see you later.